Okay, we finished with forms and tables in Access for now. We might go back to them later to look at some things, but what I wanted to move on now is to look at queries and what they are. So there's the first question, what are queries? The next question is, how can I use them? And finally, are there different types? Now we'll have a little look at this now in this discussion, and then we'll move on to actually using queries in the next exercises. So first of all, what are queries? Well, basically it's the way that databases search for data, the means by which databases look for data and find data. Now originally these had to be programmed in a language known as Structured Query Language, or SQL. Never ever pronounce it SQL, or you'll look like a complete beginner, and people will know that you really don't know what you're talking about. And here's an example of SQL that Access has generated automatically. Now you can see it's not the easiest thing in the world to learn or to use, and luckily you won't really have to use this in Access. So what does Access use? Well, Access simplifies how you put queries together by using what we call a QBE, or Query by Example Grid, and it looks like this. Now again, if you're not used to Access, this might look a bit intimidating to start with. Trust me, it isn't. It's really straightforward. And how can you use these queries now? Now, you can do it in several ways. The first way you can use queries is to search for simple search strings. If you typed Smith into a query and ran it, it would find all customers with the surname Smith, for instance. You can also use queries in conjunction with what we call wildcards. Now these are like the blank tiles in Scrabble that can mean anything. For instance here, if I did a query with JON asterisk, where asterisk is the wildcard, the query would then go off and find every surname in the database beginning in JON. On from that, you can use queries with logical operators, more than, less than, equal to, or combinations therein. For example, searching date of birth for 1st of the 1st, 2010, more than or equal to, would find all the birthdays on or after the 1st of January 2010. Now I haven't actually mentioned here you can use 3 other logical operators, the and, or, and not, because I'm going to look at those next, well, a little bit later on in the exercise. And queries can be used to sort data into alphabetical or numerical order, depending on what you want to do. Now, there are 5 different types of query. I'm just going to look at 4 for now. The simplest form of query is one that finds or sorts data, and this is known as a select query. And these are what we're going to start using, first of all, in Access. On from there are queries that change or amend data, and these are known as update queries. There are also queries that delete data, and imaginatively these have been called delete queries. Nice one, Microsoft. And then on from there, queries that move or copy data between tables, or move data from one table to another, are known as append queries. Now there is a 5th type of query here, and that's known as a make table query, but we won't be looking at that in any of the exercises that I'm about to show you. So that's the basics of queries, and we'll move on fairly soon.